All right, I have a confession to make. I am a gear nerd. I love gear. I love taking it out on the trail, in the field, testing it out. My gear list is always evolving. I'm adding things, I'm taking away things. My Tour de Mont Blanc hike is no different. I have 6 new pieces of gear I've never used before in the field. I'm going to talk about those today, so stick around and find out what they are. Hey, welcome back, hikers. I'm Bigfoot. Gear is a passion of mine. I don't think that is going away anytime soon. Now, I'm always trying to take opportunities of being able to try different things and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. The only way that you can really know if it works out for you is testing it out yourself. Some things might work well for some people and won't work at all for others. Now, for me, there is a fine line and a fine balance between safety and comfort. I like to have both. I don't want to sacrifice anything that's going to put me at risk from a safety standpoint, but at the same time, I want to enjoy myself out on the trail, so that comfort piece has got to be there. I got 6 items that are new to me that I have accumulated here within the last few weeks, and I think this is a great opportunity for me to try it out on the TMB here that I'm doing in the June of 2018. Now, this first gear item is a piece of gear I'm passionate about. I can't live without. I can't hike without. And I have tested all kinds of different versions of this piece of gear. If you guessed trekking poles, you are very right. My new pair of trekking poles that I'm testing out there, and yes, I know I got like 20 pairs of trekking poles, but very passionate about these things. These are the Leakey Carbon Max. Yeah, you heard me right. I said carbon. I know I talked about it in a video a couple months ago that I'm done with carbon fiber trekking poles, and I was. It didn't last too long though, did it? Well, let me tell you about these. When I was at Trail Days, I talked to one of the marketing guys at Leakey. He watched my video about my belief, my feeling on carbon fiber trekking poles, and he showed me a product that I really didn't know exist. It's a beefier carbon fiber pole. This pole is going to be able to endure a lot of the abuse that I know I personally put on my trekking poles out in the backcountry. Now, the weight of these things comes in at 18.8 ounces per pair. Now, you might be asking yourself, that really isn't very light for carbon fiber poles. You can find aluminum trekking poles out there somewhere in that 20 to 21 ounce range. You might even be able to find something in the 19 to 20 ounce range. So it's not that lighter than a pair of aluminum trekking poles. But it piqued my interest, so I'm taking these things out with me and seeing how they perform. I like the look of them. I love the company. Leakey is a great company. Their customer service is second to none. You can find their parts in just about every single outfitter, which is really important because if you have a gear fix out there on the trail, you can find parts to be able to fix it. You don't got to order it off of Amazon and wait days to get it. Now, this next piece of gear falls right in that safety and comfort category, a new ultralight down jacket. And when I say ultralight, let me just be clear. This is by far the lightest jacket I have ever owned by a few ounces. This is Montbell's Plasma 1000 down jacket. It comes in at a staggering 4.8 ounces. You heard me right, 4.8 ounces. That's for the medium. I got the large, so it comes in at 5.1 ounces, and that's with the little carrying case stuff sack that it gives you. Now, the material is made out of a gossamer 7-denier nylon, and it has 1,000 fill power goose down. Yeah, 1,000. It's how they're able to get not just the weight on this thing, but the warmth of it. Now, this jacket doesn't have a hood, so they're saving some ounces with that hood, which is really not that big of a deal for me because I typically bring a beanie with me anyways, because I like to throw one on in the middle of the night if I'm just starting to get a little cold and I just need something on my head. So really excited about this. I don't know what the comfort level is going to be with me. I'm going to see temperatures somewhere maybe in the 30s, if not 20s. So I'll be able to put this thing through a little bit when I'm out there in the French Alps. Now, I talked about the balance between safety and comfort. This next gear item is under that safety category. It's actually the new Sawyer S1 water filter. I don't know if you've heard much about this, but Sawyer just came out with these things. They have 3 different versions of their water filter. They have an S1, they have an S2, and they have an S3. The The weight of these things is right around 10 ounces for everything that you see right here. The plunger is going to add about an extra ounce. Now the difference between the S1, the S2, and the S3 is what the filter filters out of it. The S2 and the S3 filters out things like viruses and metals. Now you can pick and choose what filter will serve your adventure best depending on where you're going. For the Tour de Mont Blanc, I didn't need anything more than the S1. Now this thing, like I said, it weighs 10 ounces. It's heavier. It does come with a weight penalty. I don't need to have an extra water bottle like I normally carry for this because it's got this guy right here. Because it's a Sawyer, I absolutely had to have this piece of gear and couldn't wait for the opportunity to bring it out on the backcountry. Now, one thing that I've already seen that I don't like about this filter is the rubber material that they use for the actual bottle container. This is extremely difficult for you to slide into your side pocket and slide it back out. I can see that as something of a nuisance out there on the trail, but that of course was just my first impression. Speaking of water filters, Katadyn sent me their brand new 3-liter bee-free water filter system. It's basically a very large bee-free water filter. We're gonna bring this out on the trail. One of the German guys is gonna carry this, and we'll use this to help just suffice with our water needs while we're in camp. We're group hiking together. It's me and 3 other guys that are hiking. So we'll get a chance to see how this thing fares. Now on top of that, Knock Outdoors actually sent me their Vecto 70-ounce water container, their water bag. I'm gonna get a chance to bring this thing out. I haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. I've had people actually ask about this. They've seen different hikers use this, like Darwin, wanted to know my opinion. So I don't have one yet because I haven't used it, but we'll be taking this out as well and using this for yet another way to store some water between the 4 of us that are hiking on the tour. Now, if you're familiar with the gear list that I use on the Ozark Trail, you know that I brought a new tripod. It's a tripod by UB Size. Actually worked really good on the trail, except for the very bottom, the little legs fell off. I would have super glued these things to the bottom had I known that. But what I've done is I've taken a cold shoe mount and put it on top, and I am going to attach a Rode lightweight mic. So now I'm gonna have a mount to actually attach a microphone, be able to get some better audio while I'm out there on the trail. Now this last piece of gear is not necessarily a brand new piece of gear. To an extent, I use it on the OT. However, I was thrilled with the results. It's the Anker Power Core Speed 20,000 milliamp charger. This thing has been amazing. I bought this as a package. It comes with a 30-watt wall charger. Yeah, 30 watts. This thing puts off crazy amount of juice to the brick in a very short amount of time. It took me under 4 hours to completely charge this Anker 20,000 milliamp charger, which in the past, when I've charged my other 20,000 milliamp chargers, it takes me like 16, 17, 18 hours. So for it to do under 4 hours, totally worth the extra weight that I'm carrying to bring this wall charger. This comes in at 17.3 ounces, which is a little bit heavier. It's probably about 4 ounces than I would carry with my previous setup, but totally worth it with the charging speed that I get with this thing. So that does it for all the new pieces of gear that I'm bringing out on the trail here this month on the TMB. I'll report back to you what I think about every single piece of gear once I get an opportunity to be able to review everything. One last quick plug-in. Due to the popular demand of our channel t-shirts, I've decided to relaunch the campaign, and we are currently selling our channel t-shirts again. You have your day hiker right here, which is a clean cut swab with a very large backpack, because usually the weekend hikers are bringing a lot. Then you got your section hiker that is scrubby. The pack is a little bit smaller. Then you got your thru hiker, very small pack, and in full out Bigfoot beast mode, which is, hey, let's be honest, it's what a thru hiker looks like when they've been on the trail for months. This is being sold on Bonfire right now. I'll put a link below in the description box if you want to get your shirt, but you have to get them before the end of day on Sunday, the 24th of June, because after that, the campaign closes up and then we ship all of the shirts out. That wraps up the video. Stay tuned for all of my Tour de Mont Blanc footage here coming on the channel in the upcoming weeks. Until next time, get out there, take a hike.